Gary Merriway's a sad day for Leeds Rhinos. Brian McDermott leaving the club.
It is, and you know, it was never envisaged in this way. We find ourselves not where we would like to have been, and for Brian to be departing was a huge disappointment to him, and indeed a huge disappointment to me as well. So it's not a pleasant time, and a pretty tough decision. But one that of course is always made with the best interests of the club at heart.
Many Rhinos fans will have woke up this morning to the shock announcement. Why now? Why is the decision taken now?
Yeah, we're at a critical period of the season, absolutely critical period, with 4 huge Super League games coming up. We probably need to win 3 of them to maintain our place in the top 8. A lot left to play for as well, hopefully an appearance in the Challenge Cup final at Wembley, and then whatever the end of season brings. So it's crucial that we can finish as strong as possible, and I think it's fair to say that at this juncture of the season we're all disappointed with where we find ourselves. We're disappointed with the results, and we're disappointed with the performances as well. We are the Super League champions, and so we entered into this season quite optimistic that we could be at the top end of Super League rather than the other end. Of course, there are reasons. We've been ravaged by injury throughout the course of the season, and that's obviously played a part. But we do also find ourselves on the back of 7 consecutive defeats, with a team that does need to, the direction of travel does need to change, and this decision's been made with the basis of trying to effect a positive change of direction.
In 2016, when we found ourselves in a similar position, we obviously had stability and we decided to go forward. Why is this situation different from 2 years ago?
And that's a good question, Phil. And indeed, over the last 8 years, whilst we've had remarkable success with Brian, we've also had some real difficult periods as well. And you know, there's been quite a number of occasions where we've had periods where we've not been where we'd like to be, and really disappointing results, and the decisions have had to be made at the time, which have not always been popular decisions. And particularly 2016, at the end of 2016, I think most people would have envisaged a change, but having sort of taken everything into account, I was firmly of the view that our best chance of success in 2017 was indeed the coaching group and Brian himself and the playing group that we already had. We could have changed it all and given ourselves a different direction of travel. But I took a view that wouldn't have given us the best chance of success, and the decision was to retain what we had. And you might say, well, we're in a similar situation now, and in many ways we are. In fact, we're in a better position now than we were in 2016. But I do feel, I always felt in 2016, I always was pretty convinced in my own mind that things would get better and we could finish the season really strongly. And I have to say, I'm not as optimistic about that at this moment in time, and that's why I do believe that a change of direction needs to be made. The responsibility lies not only with the coaching staff, clearly they have a responsibility for team performances and results. It also lies with the senior management, including myself, and it also relies obviously with the players. I think it's fair to say that the players themselves will be extremely disappointed with their level of performance over the course of the season. There's only so much you can change at this point in a season, and this decision has been made with a view to trying to effect a positive change of direction.
Looking to the immediate future, you've said that the search begins now for a permanent head coach, but looking to Sunday's game at Castleford, who will be in charge for that game?
Well, that's part of the challenge that this decision has thrown up. We've got a number of issues to work through, not only a permanent successor, but what is the priorities starting this Sunday at Castleford. So the answer is there isn't an answer at this moment in time. Clearly there will need to be one over the next few days, and that's one of the decisions we'll need to work through. But I would also say that you know, we've got a backroom coaching and backroom staff of 14 people. So as at today, it's now 13. And all of those have all played their part in our success in recent years. So we've got a very able and talented coaching and backroom group who are part and parcel of the team's preparation. So you know, we've not suddenly lost a whole department of people. We've lost our leader and our head coach, but everything else remains intact at this moment in time.
Brian had an incredible record at the Rhinos, most successful club coach in the club's history. coached almost twice as many games in the Super League as any other previous coach for the Rhinos. They're big shoes to fill.
Absolutely, and I don't take lightly as well the impact this will have on Brian, who's put his life and soul into Leeds Rhinos for the last 8 years and got a personal relationship with all our staff and all the players as well. And you know, that's a difficult time for everybody. You know, he has enjoyed remarkable success and also managed his responsibilities extremely well. You know, that's the challenge at hand. We've actually got to improve our position if we can. You know, we've had these decisions to make in the past. I think it's fair to say that over our 20 years, everybody who's had the head coach's role has made a major contribution. We go right back to Darryl Powell in 2002 and 2003, and then that was a big surprise when Tony Smith came in. But Tony then put his own mark on things and enjoyed great success over 4 years. Brian McLennan was a very different sort of character, but also enjoyed just as much success. And then of course Brian McDermott has followed it on. So at every juncture, yes, it's absolutely critical that we actually make the right appointment and we get the right people in place.
The players aren't back in until Wednesday. There was a time, obviously a big gap between a Thursday and a Sunday game. Are you confident this group of players can deal with the pressure? Obviously now the head coach has gone, very much the eyes will be on them.
Well, as always, I mean, the pressure should be on the players as well, and the spotlight should be on the players because they are the ones that play. They're the ones that perform, and they're the ones that either affect a victory or indeed a defeat. And I think it's fair to say that players collectively will be extremely disappointed with where we find ourselves. And of course, in many ways, our future is in their hands. They're the ones who need to play well, collectively and individually, and they are very capable of doing that.
2 home games out of the remaining 4. The decision's now been made, the team are moving forward. How important is it that supporters get behind the team and try and lift them for these remaining games? Yeah,
absolutely crucial. And I'd first and foremost like to think that every Leeds Rhinos fan will also pay their own tribute to Brian McDermott and his contribution he's made. And he can and should walk out of his club with his head held high, knowing that he's done a terrific job, and he should be remembered forever as a great friend of the club and one who's helped to deliver a lot of our success. I've no doubt that Brian will go on to achieve more success wherever his next venture takes him. But yes, all our fans should recognise that, and you know, we're looking for all our fans to get behind the team in a big way. We've got 4 huge Super League games, as you say, 2 of them here at Emerald Headingley, and then of course a Challenge Cup semi-final, and we want a big response from our fans, a big support. They can indeed play their own role in helping us to deliver the outcome that we're striving for.